The National Institutes of Health Center for Complementary and Integrative Health published results of a 2017 survey that showed there was a significant increase in the number of people who used yoga as a form of complementary and alternative health. Yoga is an excellent source of mindfulness because it not only trains you to empty your mind, it also trains you to use your breath almost as medicine so that you understand in certain situations you can actually control the way your body responds. Hi, my name is Megan Weigel. I'm a nurse practitioner who takes care of people living with multiple sclerosis, and I also teach yoga to people living with multiple sclerosis. Today I'm going to lead you through a yoga practice that will leave you feeling strengthened, well-balanced, and relaxed. But before we get started, I'd like to show you a few props that will make your practice easier. The first and most important prop is a yoga mat. It sounds silly, but many people buy yoga mats that are either too squishy or slippery, and so they find themselves sliding. I like a firm yoga mat that's at least 1/4 of an inch thick. You can even double them up if you have issues with your joints and feel some pain when you're on the floor. The second prop that's very important is a block. A block and a yoga mat can be purchased at most sporting goods stores. This is a nice firm block, and it can be used to bring the floor up to you if your feet don't touch the floor when you're sitting in a chair. It can also be used to create a neutral position in your legs if your legs tend to fall open or fall in because of spasticity. So you can put the block, for example, between your knees so that they don't fall in, and so that you can concentrate on squeezing the block so that your legs don't fall out. The third prop is a strap. The strap will be most helpful to us when we're on the floor because we can use it to reach extremities that our arms are too short to reach. We can also use it to provide leverage to bring extremities towards our body. When you're in the chair, you can use this strap to make positions permanent. For example, if you have weakness or spasticity in your legs and you have a hard time holding them in a neutral position, you can have a support partner, or you yourself can wrap your strap around the legs and fasten it so that your legs stay within hip-width distance apart. Finally, a nice firm meditation pillow is also helpful. This is filled with seeds. Again, it can help you bring the floor up to meet you. And depending on the shape of it, it can also be used behind your back to encourage you to have a nice straight spine and roll your shoulders back. So the first part of today's practice will be in the chair. If you're able to practice yoga standing, I would encourage you to try these chair poses, because when you take the need to balance on 2 feet out of the equation, then you can focus more on your core strength and also opening up your chest and improving your posture. First, we'll start with our breath. The type of breathing that I like to use in my yoga practice is called Ujjayi breathing. It's an oceanic and audible breath. And I know you're probably at home doing this by yourself, but it's important that you would imagine a person next to you could hear you breathe. That breath sounds like this. So you're inhaling through your nose and allowing the air to come in through the back of your throat, and then exhaling through your nose, allowing the air to come out through your nose from the back of your throat. This breath should be done to about a count of 4 or 5 on the inhale and a count of 5 or 6 on the exhale. When you allow your exhales to be a little bit longer than your inhales, it tampers down that part of your nervous system that's ramped up and causes you to feel anxiety. So we'll begin with taking 3 of those breaths together. Inhale through your nose. Exhale through your nose. Inhale through your nose. Filling up through your chest and exhaling through your nose, pushing all the air out of your chest and belly. Last time, inhale through your nose. And exhale. I like to offer an open-mouthed exhale at the end. It's almost like a sigh of relief, and most people find that it feels really good. So as we begin our yoga practice, let's talk about how we align our body. The first and most important part is your connection with the ground. So take a look at your feet. You actually have 4 corners to your feet. You have a big toe mound, a pinky toe mound, and 2 corners on your heel. You're going to want to face your feet at about 12 o'clock, so your big toes are facing 12 o'clock, and you're pressing down through the 4 corners of your feet into your mat or into the floor. That action of pressing down should cause you to rise up in your chair just a little bit. And you may say, hey Megan, I can't feel my feet, or my feet are weak. How am I supposed to press down into the floor? Use your mind. So imagine that your mind is telling your feet to press down into the floor. If you have a support partner nearby, ask them to press into the top of your feet so that you can feel your feet pressing into the mat or to the floor. Now, imagine that you're picking your 10 toes up off the mat. And if you literally can't, then bend forward with your hands and pick your 10 toes up off the mat. And then imagine, or actually put each one down on the mat one by one. And so now you have this firm foundation rooting into the ground, allowing yourself to rise up. Your knees should be lined up with your hips, and your ankles should be lined up with your knees. So if you could see yourself from the side, you'd be making a 90-degree angle. I like to sit at the edge of the chair when I'm doing chair poses because it allows me more freedom in my legs to do poses that you'll see that we'll be doing together shortly. So press down through those 4 mounds of your feet. Tuck your pelvis in just a little bit. So you're gonna firm up in your belly. Imagine that you have a corset on and everything's being drawn into center. Inhale and draw your shoulders up towards your ears. Exhale, let them fall back so that your palms open to the front. We'll take one inhale together and then exhale. And then inhale, sweep your arms up over your head. And notice where your shoulders are. Your shoulders might be up here towards your ears, and we want to bring them together onto our backs. And putting our arms in the form of a capital H or a cactus arm can help bring our shoulder blades together on our back. So let's inhale, we'll reach up again. And exhale, bring your arms to cactus arms. Do that one more time. Inhale, reach up. And exhale, bring your arms to cactus and then to a neutral position. So now we're going to just sweep our arms up overhead on an inhale, and exhale, fold forward over your legs. Let your head drop and let your thoughts drop out of your head. Let your arms drop so that you can swing them from side to side. And I'm going to remind you again to let your head drop because some of you are probably already going like this, looking to see what's going on around the room. But this is a pose of complete relaxation. Think of it as a waterfall just flowing down the back of your head. Take a deep breath in and a deep breath out. And then as you inhale, you're going to halfway lift. So this means that you bring your back to a flat back. Your shoulder blades are together on your back. Your knees and hips are still lined up. And then you'll fold forward again. Inhale, rise all the way up to mountain pose. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold forward. One more time. Inhale, rise all the way up to mountain pose. Sweep your arms up. Bring your shoulder blades together onto your back. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. And inhale, rise up to mountain pose. Exhale, bring your hands to heart center. Now, if we were standing on the floor, I would lead you into chair pose, which is literally what I'm doing right now. So you get to sit in a chair, and this is when a block comes in really handy because it helps you to engage your inner thigh muscles, and it helps to remind you that you have hip muscles. So you're engaging both your inner muscles and the outer muscles of your legs in chair pose. Bring your hands to heart center, and you're going to twist to the right. So you'll hook your left elbow on the outside of your right knee. Bring your hands together and try to get them towards the center of your chest, hugging your belly in nice and tight towards your spine. And as you inhale, you'll lengthen through your spine, and as you exhale, you'll twist. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, twist. And then you can let this pose go. Hang in forward fold. And using your peace fingers, grab your big toes. So you'll use your bicep muscles to pull yourself down towards your knees. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, rise all the way up, and we'll come back to chair pose. So grab your block again, bring your hands to heart center, and we'll twist to the left this time. Hook your right elbow on the outside of your left knee, suck your belly in, and twist to the left. Pressing your hands tightly together to try to bring them towards the center of your chest, looking up towards the ceiling. Inhale, lengthen from your sacrum to the crown of your head, and exhale, twist. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, twist. And release this pose again to forward fold. Now take the palms of your hands and put them underneath your feet. You may be able to just reach your toes, and that's fine. This is called gorilla pose, and it's a nice way to give your hands and wrists a massage and also stretch out the sides of the back of your shoulders. We'll stay here for one cycle of breath. And exhale. You can release your hands and put your hands on your hips, and from your core with a flat back, slowly come back to a seated position. If you're not on the edge of your chair, go ahead and scoot yourself to the edge of your chair. We're going to do a modified warrior pose. So with your right leg, you'll bend your knee so that it's over your ankle, and then you'll extend your left leg, making sure that you're not putting pressure on the back of your legs with the chair. Your hips are sort of at a diagonal facing over your right knee. You're going to inhale your arms up for warrior one, and then open them up for warrior two. Flip your front palm forward so it's facing the ceiling, and from your hips, reach forward, and then reverse your warrior. So this is a nice side body stretch. And rather than placing weight on your left leg, you're going to think about someone pulling your hands up toward your right hand up towards the ceiling, pulling you up and over. And then exhale. Come back to center. Take a breath in and a breath out. And then we'll try the left side. So you'll bend your left leg, extend your right, point your hips towards your left knee, press your pinky toe edge of your right foot into the ground or the mat. Inhale, raise your arms up for warrior one. Exhale, open up for warrior two. Flip your left palm forward so it faces the ceiling. Reach forward and reverse your warrior. Again, taking pressure out of this leg by imagining that someone's pulling your left arm up and over, so you're not collapsing in your spine. One more big breath in and out. And you can come back to center. The last thing that we'll do before we get to the floor is eagle pose. The first and hardest part is to identify your right hand from your left hand. You're going to inhale your arms up above your head and exhale, lace your right arm under your left and twist your arms. Now, many people have tight shoulders and it's hard to do this. So you can just cross your right arm under your left and hold your shoulders. And if this is too tight, you can even just hold your hands like this. So with your right arm under your left, you will raise your right leg over your left. This pose is not an easy pose and it's not a lazy pose. So think about squeezing your inner thighs together, knowing that you have hips, so you're actually going to squeeze your outer hips and your gluteus muscles. Your core is firm and stable. And then you'll raise your elbows up to shoulder height and push your arms forward. Take a deep breath in and out. Inhale, release your arms. And we'll do the other side. So now your left arm goes under your right. You can take the same modifications on this side. So you can grab your shoulders or keep your arms like this. And then your left leg goes over your right with the same intention. So you're squeezing your inner thighs together. You're letting your hips know that they exist by squeezing your gluteus muscles. Your core is firm. Raise your elbows up to shoulder height and press your hands forward just a little bit. Inhale and exhale. Release your eagle. Inhale to Tadasana. Exhale, bring your hands to heart center, and we'll get ready to go to the floor. We've made our way onto the floor for the final part of our yoga practice. If you have a hard time maintaining a seated posture, you may find it best to pull your mat against a wall so that a wall is behind your back, and that can help hold you up. Right now I'm sitting in easy pose. It's just a simple cross-legged pose that helps to open up your hips. We'll take this a little bit farther and bring our legs into butterfly. So you're going to bring the soles of your feet together. And if you have tight hips, your knees will probably be up high. If you have really loose hips, your knees will probably touch the mat or near touch the mat. And either one is fine. If you have tight hips and you find discomfort when your knees start to go towards your mat, you can brace them with blocks or with firm pillows on either side. You can hold your ankles or your toes. We're going to take 3 deep breaths here to give our hips the chance to work out some kinks. So inhale through your nose and the back of your throat to a count of 4. And exhale to a count of 4. Inhale, lengthening through your spine, bringing your shoulders back and down. And exhale. And then one more time, inhale and exhale. Now we're going to use our strap and maybe our block, so have both nearby. The strap helps us to bring parts of our bodies closer to us and helps us to get a deeper stretch. So on a forward fold, we're going to wrap the strap around the balls of our feet or the arch of our feet. And you can use the strap to pull your body towards the floor. So the first step here is to maintain that Tadasana pose. So imagine that your feet are pressing into the ground. Your pelvis is neutral. Your core is pulling in towards center line. Your shoulders are up and back, so your chest is open. And now using this strap, you're going to pull yourself towards your legs with a flat back. Taking a micro bend in your knee if you have any pressure in your lower back or any significant tension in your hamstrings. This is not a contest to see who can go the farthest. So as soon as you start to feel a little bit of stretch, you're just going to want to stop there and let your body undergo the process of releasing. For a couple of breaths. And then release your strap. And open your legs to a wide leg straddle. So this is a similar idea here. There is no need to feel like you have to win a gold medal at gymnastics when we're doing this pose. We're just going to allow our bodies to come towards the floor until we feel some tension in our inner thighs. Keep your belly in towards your spine to protect your lower back and keep your back flat. Your elbows are bent, your palms are facing down. These are dolphin arms. And if it's more comfortable for you to drop your head, you can drop your head. Take a couple of breaths here. Lengthening on your in-breath and releasing on your out-breath. Using your core and your hands, walk your hands back so you're in a seated position. Bend your right knee in towards your left inner thigh, and then wrap your left leg behind you. You might want to grab a block or a pillow, line it up with your knee here, and let yourself just fall over your knee onto the block or the pillow. This is a nice hip opener and a nice stretch that does not involve your knee joint but still opens your hip. We'll stay here for 3 breaths. So 2 more. One more. Deep breath in. Filling up through your chest, upper back, and exhale. Using your hands, press yourself back up to a seated position, and we'll switch sides. It may be easiest to bring your left leg around front first, and then your right leg behind you. Line that pillow or bolster up with your left knee, and let yourself fall onto that pillow or bolster. Taking 3 deep breaths in and out. Allowing your chest to fill from side to side and from front to back, and then to completely empty. One more breath in. And exhale. Press yourselves back up to your seat. You can set aside your block, but you will want your strap again. Position yourself on your mat so that you're facing long ways and slowly roll onto your back. Raise your feet straight up towards the ceiling. And this is where a wall can come in very handy. If your legs are not able to do this without one leg falling open or to the side, you can actually put your legs up the wall. So you would bring your bottom as close as you can to the edge of a wall and then put your legs up the wall. If you just need a little bit of help, you can use a strap here to hold your legs up. But this should be a very relaxing pose with your chest open, your shoulder blades together on your back, and allowing the energy to come from your feet back to your core. Take a long, slow inhale and exhale. Draw your knees into your chest, let go of your strap, and hug your knees in tight. This is the best part of yoga, the part where you get to give yourself a hug and then you get to completely release into Savasana. So I encourage you here to tighten up all your muscles. Use your biceps to pull your knees closer. Tighten up your face muscles, your jaw muscles, your teeth. Inhale into that tightening. And then exhale, release everything for Savasana. Let your feet fall open. Let your palms open to the ceiling. Close your eyes and allow your breath to slow down. Let your eyes fall in towards your nose and let your thoughts wander off. Take a deep breath in and open your mouth, sigh. The practice of Savasana can last as long as 10 to 20, even 30 minutes. It's a period of rest that allows your body to receive and imprint the benefits from the yoga practice. So when you feel that you're ready, you can start to bring intention back into your breath. Wiggle your toes and fingers. Roll yourselves onto your right or left hand side, and then press yourselves up to your seat. Back to easy position. Bring your hands to heart center. Feel your thumbs in between your chest, in your sternum, acknowledging your heart, your emotions, and your intentionality for being here to do this practice today. Raise your thumbs to forehead center, right in between your eyebrows, and acknowledge your mind. Acknowledge your will. Take a deep breath in. Let it out. And we say at the end of yoga practice, Namaste. The teacher and the light in me acknowledges the teacher and the light in you. Thanks for being here.